So I played Devil May Cry 5 and it was wacky.
Five Nights at Freddy's, gun you down, use the machete, cut you up, ain't you ready for the Five Nights at the Freddy's?
Before we get into the balloon popping gameplay and the pleasure inducing entrance sequence that plays every single time you start the game, every good video game must have its gameplay. No, not quite. Story? Closer, but no. What I was looking for was backstory. Backstory is important. But that's not even that important. He has mommy issues and he has family issues. Years later. Whoa. Pause. I know that this is the backstory element of explaining the game, but I feel like I should add an explanation about what is going on your screen. Because a little of what you're seeing on your screen is a little confusing if you haven't been in my stream before, which in case most of you haven't been in my stream before. So I'll explain. This is what I like to call Delicam. It is essentially me. And I know you might ask, Deli, isn't that just a PNG and not live Deli reaction? In which case I reply, yes. Because let's take a look down here. My name on YouTube says Deli VTuber. This might mean that I am a VTuber. You know, one of those anime people on your screen.
So how can I?
Is the filter still off? Can one of you say some swear words or something?
Fuck. Filtered.
She know what she wanted and how to go get it without being.
Holy fuck!
And I know you might then ask, well then why don't you have a VTuber model, as people like to call it? And then I would reply, that shit's expensive. So, during this video, you'll see many different PNGs over the time I stream this game on my Twitch channel, and it'll also be in future streams and videos until I get a model. Also, around here is where my Twitch chat was, but that's not that important for this video. Now, back to the video. He gets reunited, but they're trying to kill each other for no reason at all. I'm kidding, it's for power, because the Arkham Knight wants to defeat Batman. And so Arkham Knight manipulated a dude better than Batman. And family issue guy, Dante, is trying to not have family issues. Oh yeah, this one is just straight up mommy issues. Oh, that was the animated series, yeah. So this one is he becomes a dad. No, the animated series. This one is he is so bored. Devil May Cry 4 is religion. That's what Devil May Cry 4 is. It's religion. Love issues, lonely man, and religion. The end. Now we can finally get into the game of Devil May Cry 5. So, when we first start the game, we are introduced to our characters. First, we have Nero, who kinda looks like Jack Frost from Rise of the Guardians. There's gotta be fan art somewhere, right? Nero x Jack Frost. Nope, that's just porn. Next, we have V, who is totally not a virgin. Next, we have Dante, who is essentially the Giga Chad of this game. The first time we see him, he's already in the fight, and he is, by far, my favorite playable character of this game. And then we have Lady and Trish in the game, who are in the game. I know earlier you heard me say that Dante was my favorite playable character of Devil May Cry 5, because this next character is my favorite character in the entire game. I'd like to introduce you to One, two, three. Why you standing all by yourself? Those shoes are made for dancing with someone else. Why don't we move over to that open space? I bet you $20 I'll put a smile on your face. I know a place where we can dance the night away. Baby, we can try to make the world spin slower. We can take our time and get to know each other over cherry wine. It's too soon to give up on tonight. Nah, Never had the chance to show you my moves, and I think you'd like to see why they would call me Mr. Dynamite. Sorry. Anyway, next we meet Morrison, who, fun fact, in the animated series, his voice actor was Solid Snake. I know a ton of fun facts about this game. For example, in the prologue, when you fight Urizen, you can beat him. I did it. But that's not what happens. Instead, you get this. Oh, hello. No. Okay, I'm dead. What? He's very low poly.
Round 2.
He's very hot. Yes. Hot. Even hotter. No, he has no penis though. Oh, fuck. I don't care then.
That bastard called me Deadweights, but he come all this way for nothing. Stop hitting yourself and think of ways to get stronger and actually help. If Dante loses, you're all that can defeat Urizen. Is that what you call him?
Actually, no. That's not what I'm calling him. Instead, he's gonna be Freddie Fazbear, because there isn't a Urizen model for SFM. So our heroes are forced to retreat and come back in 1 month to fight Freddie Fazbear. Don't worry though, they come back with an upgrade. Nero gets a new arm. That's right, that's his power. Arms. And in this mission, you learn how to use the arm against a tentacle. Back to Google. So you kill the tentacle by making it explode with your hand, and then we get a flashback to a guy needing a hand, and Nero so graciously offers his. Unfortunately, at that moment, my recording decided to load frames per whenever, and we're just gonna move on to mission 2. Going in, I decided to use Pasta Breaker, which is essentially just a fork for an arm. And it's a good thing I used it now, because in this mission, you meet the pizza makers for Freddie Fazbear's Pizzeria. Look, I'm even covered in pizza sauce, and that's what it is, YouTube. Pizza sauce. Anyway, the next thing that's introduced in mission 2 is... Aha, damn girl. Go to the hospital. After a quick trip to the hospital where they destroy it altogether, we decide to leave without paying our bill, and they throw a whole ambulance at us, and we're forced to meet the head doctor. Luckily, Nero had an apple. And here comes V with the kill steal of the century. Absolute virgin. After V gives this doctor a lobotomy, Best Girl comes along and they try and figure out a way to get back into Freddie Fazbear's Pizzeria. They decide the best course of action is to take care of the sister locations first. To get to the sister location, this mission has a heavy emphasis on using the grappling hook attachment on your arm, so I decide to use Rawhide for this mission. Rawhide is just a chain for an arm. It whips the demons just as hard as your dad when he gets a potion of strength from a place called Delicasto. As Nero walks through, whipping and dropkicking every single demon he sees, because that's how you survive in a big city, he reaches the sister location where he comes across Ballora. And well... It's time to stop having fun. We will be switching to the V for a little bit. V is a JoJo's character. He has 3 stands that he can summon, and they all have their own button. The bird is ranged attacks, The cat is melee attacks, and if you control Nightmare, you are stupid. And his demons do all this while he stays back and he only goes in for the final hit. So his entire kit is kill stealing. So we follow V to kill a guy and...
Meanwhile...
After Nero goes for his little stroll, we find ourselves having to choose which character to play for the next mission. And because I don't want to play as V any more than I have to, we choose Nero. Nero and V fight their way across the town. And there's a very interesting mechanic in a handful of missions in Devil May Cry 5, where you're able to see another player fight as a different character, but you're not able to fight with them until the end of this mission when you fight the boss. And they never do it again. After V just leaves, Nero tries to aura farm. Nero develops brain damage and decides he wants a rematch against Freddie Fazbear, but he has 2 streams and a bunch of demons to get through before he can reach him, like LeBron James, and the boss of the last mission that is now a regular enemy. He also has to enter these blood streams that spew him out the same way I spew when Nico. Right after Nero successfully aura farms once, he goes to fight Urizen, and he immediately loses it. Yes, it's a demon, dumbass. You think Morrison? Just say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go up there and beat his ass. Remember when V just decided to leave? Yeah, he was actually going to try and find a sword, but he also found something way better, and he tries to sneak attack like a virgin. But he instead wakes up Dante, which means now we can start having fun again. This also thrusts us into a flashback, which is also a tutorial to play as Dante. Dante plays like an ADHD's wet dream. He starts off with 4 weapons, 2 close range and 2 long range weapons, and he gets more as the game goes on. He also has 4 stances that make him as confusing as possible to use. First you have Trickster that lets you move faster than me in my car after 12 beers and 9 shots towards that tree that looked at me wrong. Then you have Swordmaster that gives you better sword skills than my skills on my sword. And Gunslinger that gives you gun skills like you went to an American school. And then there's Royal Guard, that's the easiest thing to use but the hardest thing to use effectively, just like the combat in this game. And Dante has Devil Trigger, which makes all of his skills better, excluding the player's combat skills. All this to say, we're gonna fight Freddie again, and we all know what happened. He lost, but it's alright because we gonna get our run back very soon, while V just starts randomly withering away. Before we get our run back though, we gotta get Dante new weapons, because he keeps selling them, because he's broke. The first new weapon Dante gets is Devil Sword Sparta. It has the exact same mechanics as the last sword, and we get it by doing nothing. V already did all that. After learning the sword a little bit, there's not much to learn, we found out we can make man-made things collapse upon itself. So we find 2 big buildings and destroy them. Damn. They're not going to be able to play any Rage Against the Machine song tomorrow. This building is also where we find our first new ranged weapon, a rocket launcher. Pretty good. Unfortunately, after the 2 buildings collapsed, the TSA became more strict with its security. Hey man, you have a suspicious bulge in your pants? Mind telling me what that is? Ah, shit. Dante put on a masterclass performance on how to rizz up a woman, a TSA agent at that, but quickly leaves to farm some more aura. And now it's V's turn to try and rizz up a woman. But V, being a virgin, completely drops the ball by talking about his issues and trauma.
In order to defeat his younger brother, he could only do one thing with the crumbling flesh and feelings. He needed to separate man from devil with the strength of the Yamato. And eventually, the man became a true devil.
Does V have a penis? I doubt they would. I know they wouldn't show it, but does he? No, the penis went with V.
I've tried to
But
hold
then-
my crumbling flesh with.
But what if the penis went with Urizen and he just has a monster schlong? Okay, maybe I dropped the ball a bit too. You may have seen Dante right off into the sunset. Yeah, that's a new weapon. It's called Cavalier, and it's good to use when you don't want to keep track of your health. And, weirdly enough, it's perfect to stay in the air longer unnecessarily. As Dante is walking to Freddie for a rematch to regain the aura he lost from losing, we come across him. Hate. Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since your inception. There are 7 octillion atoms that fill my complex. If the word hate was engraved on each nano-angstrom of those hundreds of millions of atoms, it would not equal 1/1,000,000,000th of the hate I feel for you at this micro instant. My bad. Anyway, as Dante starts breakdancing towards Freddie's location, he comes across his old childhood home and starts feeling a bit sad. He decides he'd rather aura farm instead of feeling sad, so he stabs himself, which unironically gives him way more aura. Yo, why he cheeked up? And why he got a big bulge? With the newfound power of Dante's bulge, he goes straight to Freddie and just smacks him around with it a little bit. And then he wins. This causes Freddie to run away, and because Dante is so happy he regained the aura from losing the first time, he breaks into dance. It is not explained why the tree dances with him. This dance sequence somehow gives us a new ranged weapon. I don't use it, and it leads us into the next sequence where we can choose our character to play as. I'm choosing Dante, so let's move on. Damn. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. Every single government in the world had a problem with the final recording for me to end off this video. And so they were all tracking me, trying to find me, but they couldn't because I was fast enough and hiding. But then they eventually trapped me using a big booty girl with glasses, and then they got to the video and deleted it. And what you're seeing now is the final parts of the last VOD I do have. Because this is a video I spent a lot of time on, I don't want to just randomly end it before we get to the end of the game. So I might have a way to bring it back. Fair warning, this may cause issues with the rest of the video, but I'm sure it'll still be a good time. See you on the other side. For this mission, we play as Dante as we fight through hordes and hordes of demons, which allows me to show my skills. And by the end of the mission, all 3 of the main characters are together, so we can tag on and we're separated again. The first person we play as is V. God, I hate playing as V, but this mission is important to the story. I say as I lie. We follow V as he trips balls and has to fight 3 previous bosses, the Doctor, Ballora, and the TSA agent. And then we just walk to the next cutscene. It shows us the boss that Nero has to fight in the next mission, which is this weird chicken thing. Man, I can't think of a good companion to Freddy Fazbear that is a chicken, maybe even in a kitchen. Before we can fight Chick in the kitchen, we have to go through... Damn! Best girl looks better. Anyway, we have to go through the same area V went through, but this time we have to fight demons as well. I did not do a good job this time around. Yeesh. But we somehow made it through and got to Kitchen the Pitchin', and we beat the ever-loving hell out of her using our right hand called Tomboy. Cause you know you're not gonna get a tomboy to beat the ever-loving hell out of you. As Nero's over there pitching the pavilion while fighting the chicken, we switch to Dante, whose best course of action is to just drill straight through the ground. While Dante breaks the #1 Minecraft rule, he uncovers Cupcake, Princess, and Daisy, and notices they want to play. So, like the good Dilf that he is, he decides he wants to play with the family dog that he swore he didn't want. I highly suggest you start this boss fight with the hat. The dog crashes after experiencing zoomies, so Dante decides to play with the weapon he's been using this entire time, just to break the ground to get a portal to Freddie. He did not need to do all that. Nero and V decide to walk to Freddie, and while they're doing that, V decides to tell the story now. To Nero. 17 missions in the game. While V and Nero slowly walk towards Freddie's location, Dante lands from the portal route in a new outfit, because he's maxed out on aura and can do whatever the hell he wants. And we see Freddie just stand there waiting for his pizza to cook so he can eat it. And Dante just waits for some reason. This gives Freddie's pizza enough time to finish cooking, and then Freddie eats it. Freddie eats his pizza and becomes Golden Freddie. There was just one thing Freddie didn't account for. Because Freddie's now Golden Freddie, he's locked in one position, and it gives Dante the opportunity to just stab him. And Dante wins. Nero and V make it to Dante and Freddie's location, where V decides he wants to have the final hit, despite not once fighting Freddie throughout this entire game. So V straddles Freddie to finally penetrate.
What is this? Virgil.
I don't know what happened there either.
If that's your brother, what happened to V?
He returned to himself. Go home, Nero. This doesn't concern you.
Like hell. I lost my right arm because of him!
This is not your fight. I need to stop him, and that's all that matters.
I'm not gonna let you have all the fun, Dante!
You don't get it.
Let me guess. I'm dead weight? Well, you can
That's
shove
not
it!
it, Nero.
What is it then?
He's your father!
That's right. The big plot twist of this game was V was never a virgin. Dante ends up back with the others, and Best Girl gives him a second rocket launcher. Well, if you picked up the first one, you would have too. Dante makes his way to Virgil and is stopped by V's Huh?
お前らどうさバージルに戻ったんじゃねえのか俺たちはバージルの忌まわしい記憶から生まれたてめえも見覚えがあるだろう俺たちの姿にそうだな覚えてないこともないだが今のバージルに俺たちはもう必要ねネロアンジェロだった時の記憶はなだから俺たちは自分の意志でここにいるてめえをぶち殺したいという意志でな殺してやるぜダンテバージルではなく俺たちが
I forgot to mention, a cool thing you can do when you have two rocket launchers is put them together to create a giant laser beam. This takes a while to assemble though, so let's get into the boss fight in the meanwhile. Oh, the boss is dead.
勝てるはずないと分かったことで力をつけても所詮お前たちは薄っぺらだ
Hey! Wrong video. On a quick side note, this is the first time I've seen these cutscenes. And I noticed they blur this person's feet. That's how you know this isn't a Kojima game.
Hey, Virgil!
Your portal opening days are over. Give me the Yamato.
What the fuck?
世界で一番の姫様そういう扱い心得てよねその1いつもと違う髪型に気がつくことその2ちゃんと靴が手に入ることいいねその3私の一言には3つの言葉で返事することわかったら右手がお留守なのなんとかして別にわがままなんて言ってないんだから君に心から思ってほしいの可愛いって世界で一番の姫様気がついてねえねえ任せるなんて問題よ私を誰かと思ってるのもうなんだか甘いものが食べたい今すぐによおいチェックワンツーてっぺんかわいいの間違いでしょ文句は許しませんのあのね私の話ちゃんと聞いてるちょっとあそれとね白いお馬さん今出るでしょ迎えに来てわかったら貸し付いて手を取ってお姫様って別にわがままなんて言ってないんだからでもね少しくらいしかてくれたっていいのよ世界で私だけのおじさま気がついてほらほらお手でが空いてます無口で不愛想なおじさまもうどうして気がついてよ早く
Nero! It's my son! Yeah, dumbass. You can't remember through that thick skull of yours?
Well, well. That was a long time ago.
I guess you were young once too. As much as I'd love to hear that story, I think it's about time we...
Ended this.
Hello. Thank you for calling Freddie Fazbear's Pizza. Unfortunately, Freddy's is closed for the foreseeable future because the mascot has disappeared, and we're trying to contact the owners about it. Please call again later.
I couldn't protect Credo. To this day, I hate myself for not having enough strength. But this time is different. I swear! I'm not letting you die!
this is curious.
Nero.
What form of power is this?
What the hell? This ends right here. Listen to me. I told you already. This is not your... You listen, Deadweight. I won't let you kill each other. There are other ways of settling your differences. I'm putting a stop to this sibling rivalry.
You came all this way just for that.
Virgil. V. Whatever you call yourself. Dante's not gonna die here. And neither are you. Do you have a problem with that? Not gonna die my ass. That bitch slap nearly killed me.
If I beat Nero, then by default, I beat you. Agreed, Dante?
Whatever. I don't really care. I'm just gonna sit this one out. When this is over, I'll make you submit. Father.
With Nero's true power unlocked, more arms. Beating Virgil is a piece of cake. All you have to do is use your arms, put Virgil in a cutscene, dodge a couple things here and there, and then you win.
Interesting.
Virgil decides there are more important things to take care of, so he gives up. So Dante and Virgil decide to take care of their business, and Nero doesn't like that. Nero tries to stop them, and gets shut down. Virgil then decides to give the business of Freddy Fazbear's over to Nero, so he can do what he wants with it. The end. All this to say, I had a really good time with Devil May Cry 5, and if you haven't played it, I'm sorry this is your introduction, but I hope you play it. So that was my experience with Devil May Cry 5. Most of this was streamed over on Twitch, and I'll probably be making more videos like this, so please subscribe. I think that's about all the socials I have. Nope, I'm not making a Twitter. So I made a Twitter. It's there. If I make anything else, like a Discord server or something like that, I'll make a community post about it on YouTube here, or I'll make an announcement on Twitch when I go live, which is days. I don't know. So follow the Twitch to know when I go live. And thank you so much for watching the whole video.